What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Joe Culpepper Outdoors. I'm Joe Culpepper, and I say this, I've been saying this in all of my most recent uploads. Sorry, I haven't been able to put in a lot of content. I'm a senior in college, supposed to graduate this coming spring, and that's coming along pretty well. I haven't had a whole lot of time to do much. When I do get to go fishing, I just fish. Because I'm so exhausted. I took summer classes, so that's why. Even over the summer, I didn't post a lot. I took summer classes and I was working. But I did want to make a video real quick going over what I'm going to be doing for deer season 2023. Or my bow specifically, the guns. I think I put up a couple videos, or a video or two a couple years ago, whenever it was, about what rifles I was using, like a 6.5 Creedmoor, which that's probably what I'm going to use this year is a 6.5 for rifle hunting or gun hunting. But for bow season, I did kind of want to go over some things. There has been some changes since last year and the year before that. I believe I put out a video 2 years ago on my mission. I believe it was the Switch, which was my first compound that I bought, and wound up not taking a deal with that bow. Last year I did a video on Elite Envision, which was the bow I was running. Did not get a deer with it last year, so I still have not killed a deer with a bow. But this year, something has not changed. We're still running the Elite Envision right there. And now this is it's a good bow. It's been a good bow for me. There are little things I'm starting to nitpick about that I don't really like about this bow versus like a Hoyt and a Matthews. I've shot both of those. I actually 2 days ago went to the shop I bought this bow from and test shot a Matthews again, thinking about trading, but because of the prices and everything, I was like, I'll just wait another year. So next year I'm probably going to be rocking a new bow for deer season. I may keep this one. I'm not quite sure yet, because I was ready to get rid of this one. I had some little problems come up, but those are resolved now. I took the sight tape off the bow, bought new arrows and everything. Fixed some of my form issues that I was having. I was able to shoot a whole lot better once I did that, and I've actually been shooting today 100 yards. I shoot 60 to 70 a lot. I do some, 30, 40, 50, but I like to get out of that 70, 80 yard mark, especially 60 to 70. But 70's been kind of my sweet spot this year for practicing. So this bow has actually been great so far for that. Once I got the sight tape redone and, like I said, fixed some form issues. I do want to point out one thing about this bow. I did not like the back wall going into it this year. Like, the back wall felt kind of spongy to me. And so when I went up to the bow shop talking about trading, I told the guy I wanted a more solid back wall, and he said, well, hey, we can do something about that on the Elite. And if you look right here, if I can get it to show, yeah, you see this little tab right here coming off of the mod. So this little black piece, let me just turn it like this. So this little black piece right here, not the part that's sticking up right there, this little black piece adjusts your let off, and then this piece, the piece I was pointing to, actually sticks up. This one right here, when you draw the bow, that piece hits this little piece that's coming off of the limb here. I'm trying to find the best way so you can see it, but you can kind of see it right. Yeah, you can see it right there. So this piece of metal here or this little piece here rolls down when you draw it and hits this metal, and it gives you a really, really solid back wall. So that's how I have been shooting it, and it took a little while to get used to such a solid back wall, because if you let up a little bit, it snaps forward. But I like that because it makes sure that you're holding it the same position every time, and you don't get the difference. You don't get the slack or the slop that some of these bows can have. But from last year, I think I was shooting 29 1/4 inch draw length. Somehow my arms got longer or something. I'm shooting 30 inches now very comfortably. When I was shooting 29 1/4 earlier this year, I was having a lot of shoulder pain from drawing and holding, and it just didn't feel right. So we did get that adjusted, got that changed. It shoots good, it feels good. I asked the guy, I was looking at it when I drew it back on 30. I asked him if that looked right, and he looked at it and he said, "Yeah, that's perfect. That's where you need to be." So that's kind of where I've been with the bow. Still shooting 70 pounds. Nothing's changed on the bow. I haven't changed anything. I mean, this little piece right here is for my quiver, which is over there. I don't really put it on the bow, but it's just a cheap quiver. I didn't see the point when I bought this bow and buying another quiver, that it's going to do the same thing as the one I've already got. Still got the CBE single pin. This is the Tactic Hybrid, and you can see this is a single pin coming off the side, which I don't like the vertical pins. I haven't shot one like that, but I have very poor eyesight. I probably mentioned that on here before. And having this that comes out on the side instead of coming up from the bottom kind of opens up my sight picture a little bit better and enables me to shoot a little bit more accurately. I know on the Mission I had a 5-pin. It was not adjustable, so this is adjustable single pin. But that 5-pin was very difficult for me to focus on one specific pin and shoot, and my accuracy did suffer from that. But since I decluttered, my sight where I had a better sight picture, I could see more. I started shooting a lot better, especially once I got back 40, 50, 60 yards. So I never was able to shoot that Mission past 60 just because of the 5 pins and all that. But yeah, you can see, well, you may not can see because of the video, but you can see right here. Let's see, that's probably what, 80 yards. Yeah, so this sight, you see 80 and then 90, 100, which is right up here. See where the sight tape ends? It's right under 100 yards. And you can see sight will drop all the way down. Actually go a little bit past. You can see where this little piece right here is coming. It's just a little bit below that, so I might get about 107, 108 yards. Maybe more like 105. But that's without having to hold over. And this, once I got it to 100 yards today, like I said, I just put the sight tape on there. I was having to shoot like 98, 99 yards to be dead on up and down at 100. So maybe I could push that out to closer to 110. Not sure. Have to go out and try that. Don't really have a need to shoot 110 yards, but I want to, so we're probably going to do that at some point. But just kind of go back over. Like I said, this is a CBE Tactic Hybrid single pin. It does have a little bit. You probably can't. Well, you can see it coming on there. A light, so early morning I can turn this on, and my pen will light up a little bit where I can see it better, which is a game changer for me. Again, a very poor eyesight. So that's been very nice to have. This arrow rest is a Hamskea primer. Yeah, Hamskea primer. So this is going to be the limb driven. You can see the string is tied to the limb right here, and then when you draw it back, you get slack in this, and it actually pulls this actual little place that the arrow rests on, pulls that up. And then I've got the 11-inch Elite stabilizer, matches the bow, very, very nice. I have been enjoying shooting this bow. Like I said, there are things I can nitpick about on it, but all in all, it's been a pretty good bow. Done what I needed it to do. Still got this is the same release I bought when I got the Mission. So this is my 3rd season with this release. This is the Scott Wildcat 2. And this thing, I just love the lightness of that trigger. And kind of spoiled myself with my first release. I think I paid $80 for that one. And but I've had it for, this is the 3rd season. And probably fixing to start getting into like a hinge, or I got a friend that's going to sell me a hinge, and might start hunting with a thumb button in the next year or two, depending on if I can find one at a good price and everything. But other than that, like I said, I did get some new arrows. I bought a fletching jig last year. I'm going to have to clean that off. It's just a little plastic fletching jig. I think it's Grayling that makes it. Might not even say on the jig. I bought it last year so I could start learning how to fletch. Yeah, I think it's a Grayling. You can find them on Lancaster. That one wasn't real expensive. And the arrows that I'm shooting are these Easton 6mm high velocity, the Sonic 6.0s. Yeah, you can see it right there, high velocity Easton. And I did two different, I've only fletched 2 of the arrows. I've got 4 more, so I bought 6. You can see this one is a 4 fletch, and this one is a 3 fletch, which, yes, they are kind of ugly. I have not quite got the fletching figured out yet, I reckon you could say, and you can tell that with some of these, the way these veins are on there and everything. But they shoot pretty good. And actually, this one, the fletching on it looks worse than the 4 fletch, but the 3 fletch is actually shooting more accurately than the 4 fletch on these particular arrows. So what I'm going to do this year, with these remaining 4 Easton 6.0 high velocities, I'm going to do a 3 fletch on them. I am shooting tack veins. I got them right here. These are the white ones. I got white and green. I got a 36 pack of green. That's all I could get at the time. And then a 100 pack of white, same thing. That's pretty much all I could get. But these are 2 3/4 inch long. I think they weigh like 6.2 grains. They're not real heavy, but yeah, they do really good at keeping the arrow steered right. And I was gonna bring one. Oh no, I do have one right here. So this is what I started shooting. So this is an Easton 6.5 340 spine. I forgot to say these 6.0s are 340 spine. But these are 340 spine as well. This is the Easton 6.5. I'm not sure exactly if these are like the Hunter model or what, so I don't know what the straightness is on them. But these, well, I can get into the particulars on that later. But you can see these have like little bully fletchings on them, and there's nothing really wrong with these. I mean, they're not particularly stiff. They're not particularly, can't think of the right word for it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They're not real stiff, and they're only 2 inches long. They're really short veins. Anything inside of about 50 yards, these are pretty good arrows, especially considering you can buy 6 of these fletched for $60, which I know that may sound like a lot to any of y'all that aren't in archery, but yeah, this is pretty cheap to get 6 arrows fletched ready to go. Once you get outside of 50, 60, 70 yards, somewhere in there, I noticed that they really started to drop a lot more, and they started kind of shoot a little bit funky. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not going to say these fletchings are bad. They are not my favorite, though. I can definitely say that. And these tack veins, they've held up a lot better, once you break that 50-yard mark pretty much. So you can see right there the difference in the length on the veins. I'm thinking about pushing these veins forward a little bit more. Maybe not. I gotta get with my buddy on that and see what he thinks. But you can definitely see these are a longer vein. They're not really any taller. It might be a little bit, but it's not enough to really make a difference. They just carry that. They seem to just direct the arrow a little bit better. They are a slightly stiffer vein. Kind of sold me on them. My friend was shooting them last year, and he said, yes, since these are stiff, when you shoot through a deer, you get a pass through. these kind of reopen your entry and exit holes going in, behind the broadhead, keeps them from getting quite so clogged up. And he tested them himself. He had a great experiences with them. Of course, I haven't shot any deer, but I've shot a lot of targets with it, and let me tell you, they work pretty good. Another thing about these 6.0s versus the 6.5s, I believe this 6.5 is 9.3 grains per inch. So it's kind of a middle of the road arrow. I believe it comes out with if you put a 100-grain broadhead on it. With the bully vanes, I believe they're right 420, 430 grains. Not a heavy arrow, still a pretty light arrow, but these come in at 7.8 grains per inch. So all set up with the field point broadhead when I go deer hunting. These weigh 375 grains. So these are very light. They shoot very fast. And they're kind of like little laser beams out there, 40, 50 yards. They shoot very straight. Is that going to make a difference when I shoot a deer? I don't know. We're going to play that one by ear, or just kind of see what happens if we do get a shot at a deer with these arrows this year. But a lot of guys are going to say, shoot a heavier arrow, and a lot of guys are going to say shoot a lighter arrow. You're going to have a debate, speed versus mass, I guess. And I'm not gonna say I prefer either one. I'm shooting a very light arrow myself, so there might be somebody that's gonna get in the comments and roast me for that. It's whatever you want to do. It's my bow, my arrows. I get to do what I want to do. And if I decide to move up to a heavier arrow, I can always go back to the 6.5. I want to get into the 5mm or 4mm arrows that Easton makes, and they are a little bit heavier, but they're that micro diameter arrow. I have considered putting a little bit heavier insert in these, maybe like a 50 grain insert or something. But I'm gonna have to play around with that, kind of see where I want to go, depending again on how long I keep this bow. I'm planning, Lord willing, on buying another bow next year. Like I said, I may wind up keeping the Elite and making that like a dedicated, like a target bow, or maybe make that my dedicated hunting bow, and then make my other bow a target bow. I'm not really sure yet. Just like I said, depends on what happens next year. There may be some people wondering what kind of broadheads I'm going to shoot, and I'm just going to say I have no idea what I'm going to shoot this year. I may go get some QAD Exodus broadheads. I may shoot the Amazon special broadheads that I bought. I'm thinking about buying some G5 Mega Meats, because Lancaster has them on sale right now, for $30 for 3 broadheads. So I'm very, very tempted to take that offer. I might wind up doing that. But like I said, just kind of have to wait and see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I was going to cover in this video about the bow. I mean, I don't know what else y'all want to see. If there is something you want to see, this is my where I work on my arrows, fletching them and everything, and it's kind of a mess, but it's kind of how it works out. Still got the deer, beautiful deer, first buck I ever shot, biggest buck I've ever shot. Never shot anything close to that, which I can do a video on that another time. I think I said I might do that a couple of years ago, but I did shoot that one with a crossbow, and you can actually see right up there, right next to his G2 where that kicker's coming off, that's the bolt that I shot him with. The other two, or the other arrows up there, are Robin Hood's, and this one up front, I accidentally shot that one in the middle. Don't ask how that happened, but it did. So yeah, I think that's just about all that I was going to talk about today. Like I said, hopefully next year, like next May, early May. Set to graduate college, so that'll be great. Get out of there. Got plans, got some really big plans. Like I said, going to get a new bow, and maybe if I have enough subscribers at that point, maybe walk y'all through kind of like the bow buying process. You know, if you are interested in buying and you never have before, and what it looks like, actually be at the shop and say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I want. You know, actual process of shooting the bows, figuring out which one fits you the best. So I can definitely do that. I'm planning on buying a boat next year, like a center console, to go out. Mostly probably going to be flats fishing, but there's a pretty good possibility that I'm going to wind up fishing a couple of tournaments, local tournaments around me. Maybe do good, maybe not. Who cares? You know, just going to have fun and probably take Ben. He's probably the only person that would wind up going with me, but you know, that'd probably be fun. Possibly going to be buying a new truck next year, so we're going to have to kind of leave y'all in suspense on that, about the new truck that we'll possibly be buying. But not like I hadn't ordered a truck, so don't be thinking like I've already got one lined up to buy. But yeah, we're going to play it by ear. Hopefully be able to get in a good career out of college. And again, I'm sorry I haven't been able to put up a lot of videos. Probably need to make a video explaining why I was uploading so much when I first started the channel, even though I was in college then versus now. But I don't want this video to be too long. It's already gone a lot longer than I really, or not a lot longer, it's gone longer than I wanted it to. But anyways, you guys stay safe, get out in the outdoors, have some fun, go to the deer woods this year if you get a chance. If you shoot something, great. If you don't, just go have fun, be in God's creation, enjoy your time with your friends and family. Live your best life, you know, just go do the things that you want to do, as long as they're in the, you know, safe for you to do. You know, don't go jump off of a tower or something. That would be stupid. I mean, it'd probably be fun for a few seconds, but then it would cost you your life. Don't do anything crazy, but go live your best life. Go have fun. You know, if you got the money and you want to go buy a bow, go buy a bow. If you got, you know, you wanna go take a trip somewhere and you've got the resources to do that, go take a trip. Enjoy your life. You know, because we're only going to have a short amount of time here. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. You know, that's why I haven't been making a lot of videos, because when I do get my time, I want to be outside. I want to be in the deer woods. I want to be in a boat trying to catch a fish. And I do enjoy making these videos for you guys. I don't want to think that don't want you to think that I'm out here making these videos because I don't enjoy doing it. I do, but juggling everything, you know. But anyways, stay safe, stay in the outdoors, and catch you guys on the next one.